welcome back to this week's video. This week's video is going to be a pretty fun one because I am going to be sharing how much I spend in a month living in Paris. I think I have a pretty average salary for someone living here, and this month I tracked where every euro went to see how much I spend and save. So yeah, if you're interested to see how much it could cost living in Paris, keep watching the video. So we are starting off with our fixed expenses, and we are going to start with the most expensive thing of all, rent. So Damien and I rent a one-bedroom apartment in Paris, and for the rent plus charges we pay about 1,100 euros, which we split halfway, so I pay 550 euros for it. And otherwise I have also my phone plan and a Google storage plan, and for those I pay about 12 euros, and I don't have any other subscriptions like Netflix or Spotify, so I think that kind of wraps up my fixed expenses, and that brings it up to 565 euros and 8 cents. So moving on to transport, a lot of Parisians have this thing called a Navigo Pass. It is a monthly transport card, and it costs 86 euros 40 cents, but I pretty much walk or cycle anywhere, so I don't have this. And yeah, as I said, I pretty much walk or cycle most places. So for cycling I have my own personal bike, which I use to mostly go to work, but I also do have a city bike pass. So I have the yearly subscription, and every month I pay 3 euros 10 cents, so it's really not expensive at all. And I mostly use the city bikes when I'm going out into the city for to meet friends or have drinks or things like that. And I also never take Ubers. I almost never take Ubers. We pretty much use it only when we are maybe going to the airport, or maybe after a night out when I'm really plastered, but that doesn't happen very often, so I don't really take Ubers, and I don't really have that as part of my usual expenses. So for transport I pay a total of 3 € and 10 cents for my city bike subscription. I also recently signed up for a gym membership. It usually costs 78 euros, but with my husband's company I get 50% off, so for that I've paid 39 euros. So for groceries, Damien and I rarely eat out, so we have most of our meals home cooked, so we do spend quite a bit more on groceries. That said, we rarely eat meat at home, so we have a little bit of savings there. I do like to do most of our fresh produce shopping in a specialty store called Miam. So it's a cute little store that prioritizes local produce. It's mostly really fresh, mostly mostly organic, and is without additives, so I like to do the bulk of our groceries there. I think the prices are pretty much similar to a normal supermarket, but they do have some pricier items like almond butter and cheeses, but yeah, I don't mind spending a bit more on that. I also really like cooking Asian dishes, so I do some of our groceries in the Asian supermarket, but again, everything there is pretty reasonably priced, so nothing too crazy. And otherwise I do all of our other shopping in a big supermarket called Leclerc. I think some studies have shown that it's the cheapest supermarket in France, and we are really lucky to live close to one. It's huge and we can find pretty much anything we need there, so I think we do like a big grocery shop maybe once or twice a month. So yeah, we do tend to spend quite a bit when we go there, but yeah, it doesn't happen too often. This month we also hosted a bigger dinner at home. We did a little raclette with our friends, so we spent just a little bit more on cheeses and charcuterie and just things for hosting for the month, but that brings our total for groceries for the month of October to 277 euros and 58 cents, but this is going to be for the two of us, so yeah, it's for 2 people. Moving on to eating out, so as I said, Damien and I rarely eat out, which has been really nice for our bank accounts. Last month I ate out a total of 3 times, twice with friends and once with Damien. And yeah, so I spent a total of 104 euros on restaurants this month. It sounds quite a lot for just 3 meals, but we had a big night out and I had a lot of drinks one of the evenings, so spent quite a bit there. And we also treated our friends to a meal because it was her birthday, so spent a little bit more there as well. And on a similar note, I put work lunches on a separate category, so I pack most of my lunches to work. It's mostly leftovers from the night before, or just things that we need to clear out from our fridge. But in October I ate out a total of 5 times for my work lunches, and I also had a couple of desserts or goûters, which is some little sweet treat in the afternoon to get me through the workday. And that came up to be a total of 83 euros and 55 cents. And lastly, moving on to all other expenses, so this month we had quite a few birthdays, so I spent about a little over 100 euros on presents, and otherwise I did a little bit of shopping this month, which added 86 euros 22 cents to my expenses. I had to go into Sephora to pick up some skincare products, and I also got some home decor in a cute little store called sooo. But yeah, I don't usually do a lot of shopping, so I think this is quite representative of my shopping expenses month to month. But yeah, spent 86.22 on shopping, and otherwise I had just some miscellaneous items that I had to get, like earphones. I got a new tin of matcha, I got the Monopoly set from the flea market, and a couple of other bits and bobs. So yeah, so it's time to tally up the overall expenses for the month. And all in all, this month I spent a total of 1,317.41 cents. I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of a breakdown yesterday evening when I saw that the total came up to be more than 1,000, but then I took a step back and did a little bit of research, and I have to say now that I'm pretty happy that I get to save about 50% of my salary each month. So as I said at the beginning, my husband and I are currently renting our apartment, and we are trying to save up to get our dream house in a couple of years. So I'm really glad that our lifestyle allows us to put quite a bit of money aside for that, while at the same time still enjoying our life. Living in a city like Paris, which is notoriously expensive, can definitely set you back quite a bit, but it's all about prioritizing what's important for you, and there are definitely small ways that can help you save quite a bit in the long run. So yeah, I hope this video has been interesting for you and given you a little bit of an insight about what it could cost to live in Paris. I really enjoyed making it and just keeping track of where I'm putting all my money at. So let me know if you want to see more videos like this. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!